What's up, you freaking geniuses? So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to evaluate sine and cosine functions using the period, all right? So the period of the sine and cosine functions is equal to 2 pi. Okay, so this might sound like an overly complicated topic, but it's really not, all right? So whenever you're asked to evaluate a sine or cosine function using the period, you're normally going to be given a radian that's bigger than 2 pi. Okay, so here, let's again just start with this first example, the cosine of 3 pi. How would we solve for this? Well, in order to use the period, all we're going to say is some unknown angle, we'll just call it x for now, plus the period, which again is 2 pi, is going to be equal to this given radian, which in this case is 3 pi. All right, so all we're looking for is this missing angle right here. All right, so in order to solve for x here, we can just get rid of this 2 pi by subtracting 2 pi from both sides, right? Those cancel out. So here we get that x is equal to 3 minus 2 is 1 pi, or simply we can just write that as pi, all right? So here we get that x is equal to pi. So here, we're not really evaluating the cosine of 3 pi. What we're really evaluating is the cosine of pi. So let's look at our unit circle. Where is pi radians? Well, again, we always start over here, right? This is 0, this is pi over 2, and then all the way over here, right? Basically where we have 180 degrees is where pi radians is. Now we're looking for the cosine, right? So is that the x coordinate or the y coordinate right here? Well, it's going to be the x coordinate. And the way that I like to remember this is, as you can see, our coordinate pair, right? X comma y is in alphabetical order when you read it from left to right. So cosine and sine is the exact same thing. Cosine goes on the left, sine goes on the right. Okay, so this is our x coordinate and this is our y coordinate. So here the cosine of pi is equal to -1. All right, so the cosine of pi is equal to -1, which means the cosine of 3 pi is also equal to -1. All right, so not too bad, right? So let's clean some of this up and go to the next one. So here we have the sine of 9 pi over 4. So again, all we're going to say is x, right, some unknown radian plus the period, which again is 2 pi, is equal to 9 pi over 4. So again, in order to solve for x, all we have to do is subtract 2 pi from both sides. And so let's work that out up here. So we're going to have 9 pi over 4 minus 2 pi. All right, so in order to turn this into a fraction, first we could just put that over 1. But in order to subtract these, they obviously need to have the same denominator. So here we can multiply by 4 on the top and on the bottom, right? So let's rewrite this as 9 pi over 4 minus, and then this will be 8 pi over 4. So this will be equal to 9 pi minus 8 pi on top is equal to 1 pi, so just pi. And on the bottom we get 4. Okay, so coming back down here, these canceled out, right? So then we get that x is equal to 9 pi over 4 minus 2 pi, which again is pi over 4. So here we're really looking for the sine of pi over 4. All right, so let's go to pi over 4, which is right here. And then again, this is cosine and this is sine. In this case, they're both the same, so that would have saved us anyways. But here we can see that the sine of pi over 4 is equal to root 2 over 2, all right? Or in other words, the sine of 9 pi over 4 is equal to root 2 over 2. All right, lastly, we have the cosine of -8 pi over 3, all right? So again, we're just gonna say that x, and in this case, we're gonna say x minus 2 pi is equal to -8 pi over 3, all right? Why did we subtract this time? Because we have a negative radian right here. Okay, so one kind of easy way to remember this is if you're given a positive radian, you're going to add 2 pi, and if you're given a negative radian, you're going to subtract 2 pi, all right? And the reason for that is because if we added here again, and we solved for x, well, in order to get rid of this 2 pi, we would have to subtract 2 pi, right, from both sides. So -8 pi over 3 minus 2 pi is just going to get a lot more negative, right? A negative number minus another number is just more negative, right? We're not getting closer back to 0 or back to positive. So that's why in this case we want to subtract 2 pi, all right? So now in order to solve for x, we need to get rid of this negative 2 pi. And in order to do that, we have to add 2 pi to both sides. All right, so then on this side, those will cancel out, and we're left with x is equal to negative 8 pi plus 2 pi this time. All right, so now let's work this out up here. So we're going to get negative 8 pi over 3 plus 2 pi, right? So plus 2 pi. So again, we're going to convert this into a fraction. Just put it over 1, and then to match this 3, we'll multiply the top and the bottom by 3. All right, so then rewriting it all over here, we'll get negative 8 pi over 3 plus 2 pi times 3 is 6 pi, and 1 times 3 is 3. All right, so negative 8 pi plus 6 pi is equal to, let's write it down here, negative 2 pi over 3. All right, so 2 pi over 3, is that on our unit circle? Yes, it is, right? Let's see, where's 2 pi over 3? It's right here, 120 degrees. However, we want to go in the negative direction, right? So that means instead of rotating in this direction, this time we're going to rotate in this direction. How much? 2 pi over 3, or in other words, 120 degrees. All right, so we're going to move 120 degrees in this direction. So this is 90, and 90 plus 30 right there is 120 degrees. Okay, so again, this is the same thing as looking for the cosine of, instead of negative 8 pi over 3, we're going to look for negative 2 pi over 3. So the cosine of this angle right here, you can see, is negative 1/2. All right, so the cosine of negative 2 pi over 3, which again is the same as this one up here, are both equal to negative 1/2. Boom. So if you found the video helpful, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below.